Ace Attorney, Investigations, Turnabout, Ablaze. Part 7, finally. I remember the first time I played this one, I'm just like, oh my god, is it over yet? And that holds true. 3:33 a.m., that is so specific. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there's anything else for me to testify about. Still get the fully. It was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I'd like for you to suck on these. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatrum Neutralis. Very well, I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place. That is the key to this investigation. Steel Samurai's show. I watched from the last row. The stage was lit. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear they're in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but I suppose it's hard to prove that. I do remember the contents of the show very well. Is that proof enough for you? These moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never. Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit. I know where this is going. So you were in the theater proper watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool. It's the Steel Samurai who is cool. Yeah, and the Steel Samurai's special finishing move today was really something, huh? Hey, Edgy! Who is she? Who is this super cute girl? Who's been standing here this whole time and only now he notices her? Her name is Care Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation, and she's 17. I'm down. Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never. Yeah, it's okay. I'm Larry Butts. Silence in the peanut gallery. There's no time for such trivialities at a time like this. Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. He said my name, huh? I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear, I will finish the job. This really is the end game. Time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. His granddaughter is Jessica. I watched from the last row.
Hold it!
Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice. Miss Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by this important juncture. Important juncture. I wasn't planning on letting him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. Didn't you think the climactic scene of today's show was just totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well, and that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate, early summer rain jam. Oh, that seemed to live on in my heart forever. That how it went? I totally forgot about that. How can you forget your own special moves? That's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Yes, and today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? I suppose you are correct, but if you could, please elaborate on that point for me. One of the scenes was the never-before-seen early summer rain jam.
Objection!
The special move today was the early summer rain jam. Is that your final answer? Irritating little irritating gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over? That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The Samurai Spear? What about it? This spear never actually made it on stage today. Excuse me? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Okay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used. Quercus Alba. You didn't even watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? Oh no! Ha! So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Cochin instead. So, where were you during the show? I demand an answer now. Just what is so funny? So sloppy. And so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watch the show, or most of it is. What do you mean by most of it? Ah, you see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when the dramatic scene was played out on stage. That is the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal. Just because he got the name of the move wrong. You can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all. Fucking boomer. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I hadn't wanted to watch the entire show, honest.
Objection!
As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. Oh, now what? Who was that just now? It would be I, young lady. Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Edgy, please, hold on for a second, I beg. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac? Oh. Samaniac. It's like Samurai Maniac, but like Steel Samaniac. I hate that. that so much. What exactly is a steel maniac, pal? I believe you meant to say steel samurai maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm the steel samurai.
Objection!
I will never acknowledge you as the true steel samurai. What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edward? It appears that the real steel samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was a most amazing show filled with the spirit of the young and the young at heart. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Ew. Getting the name of the movie wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain job. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret? Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. More like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. I do believe they said earlier. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room whiteboard. Early summer rain jab. That's kind of how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I had already been to the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. The rector has my complete sympathy. Long story short, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kind of pretended that the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move. Close those lips of yours still. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious, pointless exercise and wasting time, much like it is.
Objection!
Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. How dare you? I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony. So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into the behind-the-scenes story of a kid show. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Quercus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, just what are you trying to do? But the name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud. Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move? Because I can only think of one way you could have known. Marcus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move. You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping a secret. Staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to the staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. That means Mr. Alba was there was in there at some point, right? What's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There is another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room, so we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Cochin's murder.
Take that!
The push cart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the push cart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. And it was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into Ablaze along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. Ah, get fucked. Oh, but wait, what if... This is just a what if. What if the murder took place right in the dressing room? What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping undetected into a private dressing room and then would be as simple as pie. The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body with the pushcart then, too. Correct. Thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Cochin. Circus Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why. Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
Objection!
Not so fast. What is it now? Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What is there to explain? Ah, this motherfucker. I believe I told you earlier I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. You got lost in your own embassy? Oh my god, you're reaching at this point. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. Or, if you're that old that you're getting lost in your own embassy, step down. Sounds like a very familiar problem today. Punk? Still trying to get out of this? Do you really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. I don't have the airtight evidence. I need to put this man away for good. If that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible that we may even find new evidence there. Yeah, if Mr. Edward poked around in there, I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal. Oh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something, a recreation. We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie, how could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else. They found nothing? Only one thing I can say to you, sis, is that they found nothing. That's it. That's right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us. They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find. And if there is no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either. Is this the end? The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder, if I can't prove both statements to be true, Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one. At 3:30 in the morning? I don't think. But who is it this time? So, I'm gonna say it now. I love this series. I love how eccentric it is. It does get to be too much. And like, at this point in time, this bitch did. Whatever. Hold it right there, you whippersnappers. First Larry and now you? What is with that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Boo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. Well, you fucking are. Good assholes, like, getting heated over a freaking video game character. I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. That's a very long list. You're all leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in. Good. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? You know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up. Because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. The most wonderful thing from you. It's so super special that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know? Ah, my special present of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? Is this... It's... Oh my god, she just gave me a fucking hug. It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yes. Oh, Edgy Poo, here, go on and eat one and you'll feel right as rain. Hit her. Hit her, Von Karma. Franziska, you have that whip. Use it. Are we through here? Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo! Tell me you understand the depth of this lady's love for you. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know? No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if you were not... Shut her up. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her? There is no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. Oh, okay, bitch. But I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Oh, yeah. Stop being lesser. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan, like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. But when I ate one, it tasted just like all the rest. Oh, it made me so mad. Wait, a special box with a Mario-like fan? I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red sun on this fan is filled. Is it possible? Could it be? What the fuck? The circle's not filled in. Are you fucking kidding me? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a Hino Maru. Are you fucking kidding me? That is such a specific This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this red sun made just what we needed to point us in the right direction. A present? The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at the theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. I wish I could put like a past sound filter on my freaking echo so it sounds like I'm in my memories. And then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be. Once we found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Oh, they put it... I'm like annoyed that little spot just so happened to be how much blood got on that. Also, I'm not eating a hot dog that had blood on it. Thank you. The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. Hinomaru dogs are literally a red herring. That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it. This red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing samurai dogs from the pushcart. And it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Wendy Oldbag. Also, that name is so stupid. Like she's a Wendy Old. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Edgy Poo! Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Yeah, you're my boyfriend. Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? You're meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. Oh, I get why it's left. God. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what will put you away for good. They're bluffing. Oh. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the fangs. We need to go after this guy's jugular. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs is going to put the old man away? To trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. Man, and make this easier. Yes. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru fan on it. This should never have existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Huh? What? What'd you say? Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste. I gotta admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey, you. Get this down to the lab pronto. But why was there blood on that box to begin with? If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah. You have a great memory, Edgy. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor? Ah, I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box. But when my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Because embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes. No doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting that. I didn't steal. I received it from myself. Marcus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part. Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however. He's so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this. Just kill him. Just take him out at this point. He's already 80. Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what? So, Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? Sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And say that like it means something. Huh? Sneeze. Excuse me, sirs. Report! What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. Knew it. With this Quercus Alba. Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if it is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference? Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room. But it doesn't prove that I'm your killer, does it? That's very good point. One of my box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer. Then this evidence, it's meaningless. That can't be. We were so close, sir. I want to smack that smug look off his face. Girl, same. I'm right there with you. I'm over him. Come on, there's gotta be something they can do. I finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. I can't do the thing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. It wasn't me, pal. It wasn't me this time either. It wasn't me either. It was me! Why did you... because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more? What? Hurry up and spit it out. Yes, sir. That blood I mentioned. It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. No. What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it? I don't know, sir. All I know is that it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. What an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proved to be something true, alright? Namely, my words. Or prove something to be true. And which of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with our investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense? Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. So you would like to believe. What if someone preparing the dogs had a small nosebleed? What then? I guess it's possible. Damn it. We've been wasting our time on a red herring. The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Miss Alva, you bastard! Silence. Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. No, you're a bastard. That's a correct term. I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me. Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that the day comes. You know what your words sound like to me. They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Oh. Oh, that's probably that one. This is really the extent of all that we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to this case? Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it is I who had been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? What would he, who can turn any desperate situation around, do? Turn it. That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is. It's whose blood could get onto a box like this. If I think about it that way. Blood got onto the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart. The owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. Only one person would be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you... Allow me to describe you with one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Circus Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who's trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe it. Mere words. What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what you think it means, okay? We had already caught him in our trap a while back with an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, work to Mr. Prosecutor. Care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood. But we know that it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. Miss Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good, then I believe you are already aware of what I mean. Then you know who the blood belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person. Oh, he's 72.
Take that!
The blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Marcus Alba. What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim. The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded into the pushcart. At that time, only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. Blood doesn't belong to the victim. There's only one other person it could belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Mr. Cochin had fought back? You mean before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba? Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from when Damask II attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room. Ah, but is that really what happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I can't just accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, to see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors? You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You're one to talk, Mr. Alba. You've managed to get the law of the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind character. I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person... What the fuck did he just say? The master of my fear. Alright. However, to think that a person such as you would miss such a large thing. You believe I've overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin. That it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing room, right? Yes, that is correct. I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that could only come from a blade. I wonder where you will propose that such a weapon came from? This theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of this sort. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the Bastion knife and a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. Ah, as long as you can't prove that, what the other way is, all your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. So, if that other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows us not a weapon. Really? There's no blood on it.
Take that!
law enforcement, this piece is known as the Tagarasu's key. That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. And it is very unique in that it is both a key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Coach's pocket. After all, the key itself opened the safe in his office. And inside that safe was a document about Cadopian paper, signed by Mr. Cochin, in order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as leader of a smuggling ring. Who had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this nice blade with your wound, Mr. Crocus Albert? Oh god, that is so gross. I can't handle that because they're just gonna like. Oh. Okay, I'm done. And that is what some may call the coup de grace. The coup de grace. Impossible. You can't take me down. Swine! All of you. Especially Manny Cochin. This is all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Tagarasu's card and how this incident was born. And he was supposed to be the smuggling leader who was killed by the Tagarasu. But, with another reason, he had another story that was supposed to play out. And his death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling prosecutors. Okay, come on, Scooby-Doo. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there's one more question I forgot to ask. These countries are Alabast. Which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Uh-oh. That was unsettling. Oh, 2 days later. Woo! This is it. The big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial today. Damn, 2 days? Next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabast. Francisco's heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Having to face Miss Von Karma in court right after facing you, sir? Ugh, I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. Boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. Monthly? You know, I've been thinking. That flight attendant and even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. That smuggling ring was the common thread between all of the incidents. Cammy Meal was to provide support during the smuggling ops. Her job was a flight attendant. And Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor. Oof. Oh, you airlines and even the prosecutor. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect there are even more members spread out throughout the world. Yeah. Sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. Amano's trial. Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. All that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cook. 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Prowl. Those two facts are the unshakable truth, however. It seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding the truth. Now we'll expose it all at the trials today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? DCU indeed, man. Perhaps now these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Helena. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you. What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Canopia again, its economy has changed. Really? And it seems that Ambassador Helena has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He's been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Canopia. Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely sister. Wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come with me. Where is Kay? How come she's still not here? Hey! Gotta be more alert than that. I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even making Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. But totally didn't notice you or realize that voice was you. Lang G says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. Agent Lang, what a surprise to see you here. What a pleasant surprise. It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Wow, and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? He fleshed out all of the counterfeit bills, so Zingfa is finally at peace. It's all thanks to you, so I just want to say thanks. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to both of us in this case. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that? See. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah. And if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I will see you later. I'll be watching the performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir. I'll help throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins. Hope you got enough, because I'm going to call my man up as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu. It's the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict. The defendants they meet, and to that end, you have no choice to win. Necessary. That creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that we all prosecutors are, and that is because way too fast. I'm sure I butchered the hell out of it. Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I set foot in one. Today, more than any other day, I feel the fight rising.
Objection!
Edward's death the other day. Thanks to him, I still feel free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work is truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of Go You Jumbo Jets. Just think, someday you will be able to take a ride in a pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. It's worth the rudeness of a rude man. People can my time and money as wasted. But more importantly, I received the most fantastic treasures. The privy duck statue of the Principality of Cadopia. Its weighs a bit light in my hands, but the ambassador, Elena, was mustard. Its weight's a bit light in my hands. Oh. We finally caught Agent Hicks's killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Cadopian courts await. Cadopia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there. Little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir. I thought I was safe since we found the gun I had dropped. But I hadn't noticed that I had dropped my police badge, too. Also, what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. No one feels bad for him. Edgeworth a bit more than I did, but I've got to get going and return to Europe. I've still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I'll help Mr. Edgeworth on a case. I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him scientifically. Scientifically! Kidnapping stage, I was let off easy. But I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is this cage of love. The guard down at the detention center. Well, he's on guard duty. He has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Oh, stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love? It appears there are all sorts of drama that takes place outside of the courtroom. The judges are here day in and day out. I've only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edward teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. Ho ho ho. Oh, I forgot about her. She's going through all the emotions. Whew, I barely escaped death yet again. Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edward help us out, huh? I got fired from my security guard job. Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me? No. You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm gonna pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Ooh, this is actually kind of fun. No, he doesn't have you because Edgeworth has you. Sir, you're his boyfriend, not hers. Why not come to Codopia for your summer vacation? We have coupons already. Right now, our embassy is crowded with our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Although recreating a couple of cases created a few fires of its own, and we had a few problems with the fire marshals, but the next event will be great. It will be an attraction entitled Capture the Atagarasu. Of course, I hope in this case help in creating our latest attraction. In charge of a country, so it is all about profit. Oh. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. But it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. We were planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're gonna sell blue ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcake hot dogs for sure. Blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot, or at all really, but... Oh, so I noticed that I haven't really seen the guy in the blue suit all that recently. I wonder what's up. Well, the next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs. I'm gonna make him eat this wiener. Interesting that they're not saying his name. I wonder what that's about. I gave testimony in court today as a member of the Atagarasu. Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smuggling. And he says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Did I become so old? I was only like 60 by the time this came out. I've begun noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror. Man, how long are these credits? I was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo. Please take care of your hip. When you wish to speak first, take off your head. What does he mean by that last statement? It's not like I enjoy being under a headpiece every time I see him. He's been an alien and then some creepy fuzzy pink animal and now it's Pink Princess and Pink Badger. Okay, please tell me that's... Look at this more. Whoop! I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir. Yeah, nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they began large-scale operations. Clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Francisco and Agent Lang. What are your plans now, Kay? Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Are you still trying to steal my job, pal? Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy. Oof, what a relief. Okay. Yes? Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course! I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. But I'm gonna hold off doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own. 3-person team? A 3-person team of young beauties the same age of me is possible. Those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. See, Mr. Edgeworth. Only things I will ever steal are the truth away. I'm going to work extra hard and make the world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. Let's see. Okay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? Don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in our door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever. Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the 3 of us. Yeah, commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one. No. No. Hey, why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course not, Detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Just stop that! I can't be seen doing that! Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese! Thus, the long tail of the KJ incident will close. It's all the demise of the smuggling ring and the birth of a great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax, for I am eager to tackle the next investigation case. The reason for my eagerness is I want to pursue the truth, and I want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. Wasn't that special? Just like that, I can move on to the next game. Prosecutor's Gambits. But that's gonna have to wait until the next time. So yeah, that's all for the first part of the first game. We will eventually be getting into the second game, which has finally been officially translated by Capcom. But more on that later. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I will see you all next time.